Okay, so I know I'm not the first or last person to talk about this, but how is everyone affording to live right now? Because it's 1:50 p.m. and I'm not at work today because I'm off for reasons, but it is 1:50 p.m., not even 2 p.m. yet, and I feel like I've already spent over 10,000 yen on just basic life necessities. For example, let's just start with food, okay? I picked up some lunch because it's almost 2 p.m. Hojicha latte, 430 yen. Although technically I used my points to pay for this, so we can count this for free. Even with me counting this as free though, it hardly makes a difference in the grand total of what I have spent so far today. So I got a roast beef salad, 200 grams. Do you want to guess how much this tiny little dollop of salad was? 1828. 1,828 yen. For this, I might as well have gotten a full 3-course meal from a restaurant, but I chose this one because this place has like healthy foods that they don't put any additives in it, you know. Then I have a few makeup purchases, so I picked up some of my favorite classic lashes from Shiseido. These are on the pricier side for lashes. For the most part, you guys know I normally use these really cheap lashes from Shein, but once in a while, I like to just have a couple of these expensive ones on hand because the ones from Shein, they tend to lift up really bad in the inner corner of my eyes. And when I know that I'm going to be outside for a full day event or something, I prefer to have the Shiseido like branded lashes on because these don't lift up and they hold the shape much more nicely. So these, even with a 15% discount that I got from my coupon, totaled to 1,122 yen for 2 pairs of eyelashes. Then I just picked up like 2 of my necessities, you know, my mainstays in my makeup routine. This is not like new makeup. This is not a frivolous new palette that I decided to impulse buy. These are 2 of my holy grails that I only pick up when I run out of. So this one is the Mask Fit All Cover Dual Concealer by Tier. I picked this up in 01 Natural, not because I ran out, but because I actually can't find my pre-existing one. I feel like I either misplaced it or straight up probably threw it in the trash by accident as I was cleaning the other day. So this was, and then I needed a refill of my favorite skin primer, mattifying skin primer by Etuse, the Face Edition Skin Base. This one retails for 1,800 yen. Add in tax and you get a grand total of 3,795 yen for just these 2 items. I will say this concealer does last forever though, so as long as you don't lose it like I did, you do get your money's worth. This one, not so much, but it still lasts for a decent amount of time. Still though, it just blows my... So today is November 5th, right? It's been exactly 1 month since I've gotten my nails done. I typically like to, you know, change out my nail designs once every month. Typically around the 3-week mark is when I start getting antsy. You can really start seeing the new growth in my nails and I want to get them changed. So I have been having my heart set on one of 2 designs, this Cheshire Cat design, and then there's a Powerpuff Girls design that I really want to get on my nails because at my heart, I'm just a teenage girl who likes her little girly cartoons and I just want to, you know, indulge in that nostalgia. But the fact that I've spent almost 10,000 yen cumulatively today already and it's not even 2 p.m., it forces me to reconsider that, okay, I'm not going to get my nails done today. If I get my nails done, particularly in the style that I want, which is either the Cheshire Cat design or the Powerpuff Girls design, that's going to run me at least 12,000 yen, which means that I would be taking my 1 day total, including food and everything, it's gonna take it up to like 25,000 yen. And I simply cannot justify spending that much money in a single day. And that's the thing that really gets me, is the fact that I never feel like I'm done, even though I have a pretty good paying job. Like for my position and working as a professional in Tokyo, I can tell you for a fact that I'm making a lot more than the average person in my age bracket, in my field, whether female or male. I don't have any kids. I have 1 cat and myself to take care of. and I never feel like it's enough. And you can say that all of these things I'm describing, to the vast majority of the world population, they still count as luxuries, right? Getting my nails done at the salon, getting my hair done, you know, buying some nice lashes for myself, more expensive than usual. Buying makeup at all is a luxury. If that's your stance, you know what? I respect it. I get where you're coming from. But I just feel like, as somebody who has been born and raised in a first world country, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have an Ivy League education from the US, and I have a pretty decent job that pays me a decent amount of money that allows me to live with some level of comfort in one of the biggest, most expensive cities in the world, Tokyo. And yet I never feel like just my basic maintenance needs are being taken care of every month. Like, I see all these TikToks recently about women or girls detailing how much money they have to spend just on their regular beauty maintenance per month.
I quit.
It's a lot.
I have quit the maintenance Olympics. I just can't anymore. How much money do you spend when you do your whole like monthly?
Say 300 to like 1,000 for hair. Nails, like 175. Simple Gel X, natural nails, getting a gel pedicure. I'm trying to practice with my own nails now because, baby, it's expensive, okay? I have microblading, don't do my brows, but I do wax them sometimes to keep the shape. And I would say that probably ranges about like 20, 30. Trip to go get like beauty products, your face cleansers and all that. Definitely ranging from like 200 to like 400 easily, just to re-up on stuff. And it's just not cute.
It's not. And the bag be this little when you walk out.
With nothing in it.
With nothing in it.
And I realized that I am not even doing all that much compared to some of the girlies out here. Like, I am not getting monthly or bi-weekly, you know, Botox injections or lip fillers, which, by the way, if you have the money, if you have the means to do that, more power to you. But I'm just saying, like, okay, in comparison, it seems like I am just doing not the bare minimum, but it seems like my maintenance needs, beauty maintenance, are fairly reasonable compared to some of the rest of the female population. And yet I never feel like I'm able to get around to everything in a single month. Yeah, come to think of it, I can't remember a single month where at the end of it I thought like, that was a good month, you know, I was able to cover everything. Got my nails done and my hair and my you know, eyelash lift, and I was able to like refill all the items that I ran out of, my regular face primers and stuff. I feel like I basically just pay for, you know, as much stuff as my budget will allow until I reach the point where I'm like, there's an internal, you know, meter inside me that says, all right, that's enough. We cannot go over this line because that's too much. Like, in proportion to what you're actually earning per month, it's unreasonable for you to spend 1 yen more than this. It's unreasonable for you to splurge on yet another beauty or maintenance related procedure. I always feel like I'm giving at least one big thing up every month. Like, for example, last month I got my hair done. Ideally, I would like to get my hair done at least once a month, right? I don't think that's an unreasonable pace, and yet I feel like, you know, it runs me around 13,000 yen at least for just a cut and some treatment. I'm not even counting, like, if I want to get color done, if I want to get my hair straightened or permed, that's gonna bring the bill up to at least 20,000 yen. So I haven't even been coloring my hair for the past half year because I don't want my hair bill to come out to 20,000 yen every month, right? Last time I got my hair done, I skipped the color, still came out to 13,000 yen. And now I feel like, okay, this month, if I want to get my nails done, I should probably give up the hair. And, you know, talking about lashes, it's nice to have some good quality falsies on hand, but you know what's nicer sometimes is to not even have to go through the labor of putting on false lashes. These take time, right? That's why a lot of people opt for lash extensions or perms these days. But if I were to go get a lash perm, again, that's another 11,000 yen easily out of my beauty budget. I can't afford to do all of those things every month consistently. I always have to pick and choose, and I never feel like I am fully like maintained. And I don't even get facials, just so you know, right? Like, so forget the Botox and fillers and stuff. I probably get a regular facial maybe like once, maybe twice a year before a big vacation, or if it just gets to the point where I'm so burned out that I feel like, okay, it's starting to really reflect in my face and I need some professional intervention. The rest of the time, I'm like thugging it out over here. The rest of the time, I am DIYing it, just using my regular old gua sha and some oil, some facial oil that I actually got this in PR from Yes Style, and I'm doing my best to keep it up. And another thing I realized that I was also just, I guess, thinking unconsciously, just like everyone else, I am also kind of susceptible to not necessarily keeping up with the Joneses syndrome, but I do feel sometimes like I'm being invisibly judged if I try to cut corners in any way. So for example, with the nails, right? In the past, like I guess pre-COVID times, I would just regularly get my nails done once every 3 weeks. That was a normal pace for me. Like that would be the point at which I felt that they were getting too long and you could see too much of the new nail growth and they would start to look weird. So I would get them done every 3 weeks. Then I figured out that I could actually just cut my nails as they started growing longer and file them by myself. So I cut them and I file them, and like for me it's more about the length at the tip of the nails rather than the, you know, the growth at the base of the nails. I don't really care about this space, to be honest with you. I actually prefer there to be a little bit of a space there because I don't know, I just feel like it looks nice to be able to see that clean line of demarcation of the nail polish. But yeah, so like for me, the bigger issue with nails growing out is that it just feels really uncomfortable to me, right? So what I started to do is I started to just trim my nails normally like I would with a nail clipper with the gel still on it. And then I will just take a, you know, a regular nail file and file out the shape so that it still looks nice and rounded at the end of the day. And like this works for me really well actually. So depending on the nail design, there are certain designs, especially if it's like just mostly one color, which I purposely choose simple designs for this. I prefer the look of simpler designs as opposed to a really crazy pattern because I find that I tend to get sick of those really easily. But yeah, like if it's just a simple design, usually depending on the design, I can get away with that process of cutting my nails and filing them like sometimes 2 or 3 times, which means that I can make a single gel manicure that would have lasted me only 3 weeks in the past. I can stretch it out to twice that amount. Right? I've been able to make manicures last for 6 weeks, and I found myself like oddly judging myself or feeling embarrassed sometimes when I would go back to my manicurist for the next set after 6 weeks, and it's obvious that I've cut and filed my nails by myself. And this feeling is not prompted by any sort of action or reaction whatsoever on the part of my manicurist. I mean, she may have mentioned once or twice like, oh, you cut your nails, they look so nice, like you did a good job, you know, rounding it out or filing it out. But then in the back of my head, I would always feel this like weird shame, like I was judging myself, or I was worried that my manicurist was judging me for being cheap by cutting my nails to make the design last longer. I just realized recently that I have a tendency to do that, and I told myself to cut it the F out because this is my money, my hard-earned money we're talking about here, okay? I have the right to cut and file and prolong my manicure for as long as I want because I'm paying for it in the first place, bitch. And I'm sure that my manicurist is just happy that I'm there for another appointment. So, like, how is that possible? Where did I get the idea infiltrated into my mind that I'm being cheap? Clearly, I'm not cheap if I'm spending upwards of 12,000 yen a pop for a set of really nice gel nails. Why do I think that just because I'm trying to make Miss Betty Boop last for another 2 or 3 weeks here, why do I automatically in my mind go to, oh, you're being cheap? I think it's obviously, you know, like a combination of societal pressure to always be put together as a woman and also social media, of course. There is a little bit of keeping up in the Joneses, yes, even though I said that that wasn't the case here, but keeping up with the Joneses in the sense that like you're not supposed to let it show that you're like struggling or you're considering the impact of things financially, right? Everyone is trying to flex online. Everyone is trying to show how abundant they are. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this video to let all the girlies out there know, like all the beauty junkie girlies like me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with prioritizing our beauty maintenance or like the treatments that make us feel good about ourselves, that give us the confidence to step into the world every day and do battle. But at the same time, don't let these weird invisible societal pressures of just, you know, flexing and it's not cool to be trying to get a discount on anything. Don't let that guilt trip you or shame you out of saving a buck here or there when you can. Like, this is your hard-earned money that we're talking about. You're allowed to spend it however you want to, but you're also allowed to guard it, you know, and you're allowed to be picky and intentional about when and how often you spend your money. So go ahead and get that 12,000 yen manicure if you want to, like I do clearly, but then also like do whatever you need to do to make it last for as long as you can so that you feel like you got your money's worth. Don't let society or like even yourself get into your head about how you're being cheap or you're not upholding a certain image that you're supposed to. I'm done with the Olympics competition part of this whole thing. I'm only in this beauty game insofar as it makes me feel good, okay? It makes me feel good to look good on the outside. However, aside from everything that I'm doing, you know, to my outward appearance as a part of my self-care to make myself look good, I'm throwing away all of the other toxicity attached to that. I'm done with the societal expectations. I'm done with the, you know, the fear of judgment from people that you're being cheap or you're not truly abundant if you have to resort to DIY for some things. You know, you're lower class or you're ghetto if you use things from Shein. Like, no. I mean, first of all, you guys know that I'm an avid shopper of Shein and I'm not ashamed of it because their stuff is cute and affordable. I use teeth whitening strips from Shein because I cannot, again, like, I cannot afford all the things, okay? I would like to get professional teeth whitening from the dentist, but it's just not in my budget right now. Or I could make room for it, but then that would mean giving up like a significant other part of my normal beauty maintenance or beauty care routines that I'm not willing to give up. So I just buy these whitening strips from Shein. They're very affordable. Although it obviously doesn't give the same results as professional teeth whitening, it is like a fraction of the price, like 1%. And I feel like they're pretty effective for the price. So I'm going to use the cheaper option that's available to me. And I'm not going to let society or anyone, including myself, shame myself for taking the cheaper route. Don't play with me and my money that way, okay? Don't mess with my path, my journey to financial independence like that. I don't appreciate the mind hack that's going on here. So I don't know what I'm gonna call this video, like I quit the beauty Olympics or the beauty maintenance Olympics. I feel like that term is trending right now. I'm not making this video to hop on a trend or anything. I'm just making it to let you know that you do whatever you need to do to keep yourself feeling good, keep your vibration high, but then at the same time also do what you need to do to hold on to your money.